Hello, everybody. Welcome to Perspectives. I'm Sam Jones, and we begin today with Trae Rahill and the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission, and Chuck Gray with the Governor's Council on Workforce and Economic Development. Guys, it's good to have you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Pleasure.
I don't know who to direct this first question to, but
Probably Chuck.
How do the two of you relate?
Well, very well, actually. Trae and I were in the middle of the workforce transformation when it began by the Governor's Task Force in 2023. And that led to Senate Bill 621, which was passed, that had very focused positions for the Governor's Council and OESC, and then the Governor's Executive Order, which established Trae as the owner of all of the federal funds oversight that are provided by the government, which was last year about $16 million. He has ownership of two of them, and the other two he has strict oversight over. And I'm the policy arm, which helps set the strategic policy and the vision for the direction that workforce is led in the state of Oklahoma, supporting job seekers, businesses making sure they have the skilled workforce they need, and the economic development objectives of the state and the chamber.
So essentially, you guys are joined at the hip.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
You nailed it.
That's usually how we describe it. We're partners.
I'm doing something right. I understand that the passion of both of you, if you will, about workforce transformation. Who wants to handle this? But just take it and run. What is workforce
I
transformation?
can start, and then you
Please.
can probably have some things to offer.
Sure.
A lot of states across the country, especially after the pandemic, have been trying to solve for large-scale workforce needs. In a lot of cases, there are more jobs than people unemployed to take those jobs, and so the job market becomes very competitive. Employers have to work a lot harder to attract staff because the people have options. And so we have worked pretty deliberately to try and circle up all the organizations that serve workforce needs. Some of these programs live in certain agencies and others live in others. And then there are local resources that are doing workforce programming. And they're all funded by state and federal dollars. It's kind of a mix of things that we all exist in this delivery system together, but it's not been very well coordinated for a long time. So we've tried to kind of huddle everybody together around one table and vision what's the art of the possible. How well would these things work if we assembled them together in our own design? What Oklahoma businesses need, what Oklahoma people need. Because for years they've just followed the federal designs. The feds say, here's the money for these programs, here's the regs that you have to follow, and follow these designs to a T and be very compliant, and then you'll get funded next year to do the same thing. And we've kind of wanted to shake that up because we don't think it's putting us in position to pursue what businesses and people need in Oklahoma as well as what we would dream up ourselves. So
I don't want to drag either one of you into a political debate here because I don't think it's fair to you.
Okay.
And I don't want to see you get fired. But being joined at the hip the way you are, neither one of you makes a move without the other one knowing it. Am I correct?
That is correct.
We communicate pretty
We're
often.
transparent
Very
in our
much.
communication.
When you came into this transformation thing, the short of it is changing how services are delivered to Oklahomans who need workforce help, both for the job and the right person to fill that job, becomes a monumental endeavor.
Yes, sir.
So how do you wade through it?
Some of it is we're trying to learn as much as we can about how these programs are meant to serve people and what services people and businesses need from these institutions, whether that be educational institutions, workforce institutions, commerce institutions. So we're trying to be as ambitious as we can in figuring out what should the outcomes be, how good at it should we be. And then I think we are both pretty well pledged to truth and transparency. And if the data doesn't tell us that we're doing good yet, then we're going to keep working on it, and we're going to get to a place that it is providing the value that we think Oklahomans deserve, or we're going to continue hammering away on it until it does.
Well,
The workforce
Go ahead.
really had been, I'll call it myopic, just focused on a small amount of money that would flow down to the governor's office, down through after approval by Trae and I, to the local workforce boards, to help primarily job seekers that really hadn't considered the strategic needs of business. So one of the focuses we have, since workforce is the power behind an innovation economy, is making business the focal point, because they determine what skills you need, when they need them, and the certifications that they will require, not just today, but in the future. So we are focused now on an all-encompassing workforce system that gets rid of barriers to employment. With an unemployment rate of only 3.1%, which is 26th in the nation, we have to draw from the people that aren't working. And there are 37% of eligible Oklahomans that are not working. So Trae has gotten the agencies together, to include the Department of Human Services, that have programs that would help them, for example, with childcare, with housing, with food stamps, and other needs, so that we can have a unified approach to helping job seekers grow and prosper while serving business needs, so the economy of Oklahoma can continue to grow.
I'd be curious to know, and I know the viewers would be too, do you find that most state lawmakers have no idea what you do?
I would say of the lawmakers we interact with, there is certainly more of an opportunity for them to understand the complexities of how these things work together better. But I mean, I've been in this role for 3 years and I'm still learning how it all pieces together. So it's probably, you know, I don't know that I would fault the lawmakers for that. I think we were talking on our way here. There's so much opportunity to do a better job communicating and informing and educating people on how these things really snap together to operate in an optimal way. And so finding those models and getting them implemented and monitoring them closely and seeing what works, what doesn't work, what are businesses needing, are they able to get those things, what are people needing, are they getting those things? It's an iterative process, and as we're working on it, we have to remember to be messaging and communicating well, because we wouldn't expect people to understand it if they're anywhere far from it, because we're really close and we're still learning a lot every day.
And the councils have legislative representatives that sit on the governor's council, in addition to businesses which predominate. They are over half of council members because we want it to be business-led. But the legislative representatives that sit on the council, they've held 3 interim studies, which both Trae and I have participated in. So they're on our pathway.
Yeah, they're interested and engaged. They're trying. Some of
Yes.
them, some of them understand it very well.
They really do, and we're trying to broaden that perspective so that when we come to them and request resource assistance, that we want to have data-driven decisions that say, we need money for this particular purpose, whether it's housing, childcare, or workforce skill
Whatever.
training, that they can say, we need X number, and we need them by this time frame, and to do that, we need this amount of money, so that they would feel justified in supporting that requirement rather than us just having a bunch of fluff.
Yeah, that could be
present.
a new career tech program or a program inside a higher ed institution. It could be creating a pathway within our K-12 system for kids to see things, do some job shadowing, change our graduation requirements where they get a little more exposure. We're trying to activate as many people as we can that could have an impact on this work, and that's lawmakers, it's businesses. A big kind of driving force behind what we do is accountability for the roles that are played in this system will go a long way in making sure that things go the way that they should. And so we've kind of been preaching, let's measure it very closely. What are the outcomes we want to see out of these institutions? Are we getting them? Are we not getting them? Why or why not? We have to understand it, and we have to have data that really helps us to kind of paint those pictures and then react in real time and say, we could do better than that tomorrow. But if we're waiting on lagged data, or we don't share data across organizations, then we're guessing at some of these things more than we'd like to. We want to activate everyone, we want accountability, and plug in the ideas that work best and go as fast as we can.
Well, let me give you a little free advice.
Please.
Do not hire anybody from the media to be your flack.
Okay.
Do your own flack work, and I'll tell you why. I'm sitting here getting an education, but I've been in this business a long time. I was around before your mother even thought about you. And I can tell you flat out, there's no one in the media that I can see who could step in and run interference for either one of you gentlemen. You need to do it yourself.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying as best we can. So we shouldn't recruit you?
No,
Okay.
Oh, gee, we were hoping we could.
I'm headed for trout fishing pretty soon anyway. Since you're 100% federally funded, that takes a lot of pressure off of the state boys, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, in a way it does, but in a way it really doesn't. If they want to achieve total workforce support for the state, there is going to be needed both state funding, public-private partnerships, such as utilizing a university to help do an assessment of a business need that brings interns into them. There's also going to be messaging needed. One of the things that I think we're both very proud of is the Healthcare Committee on the Governor's Council has just had a career exploration fair that involved 1,700 people. Oklahoma Hospital Association co-chaired that with Career Tech. And now they're having a follow-on career fair in Oklahoma City on the 28th of October, and then one here in Tulsa at the Arvest Center in January of next year.
Well, gentlemen, we're out of time, but I want to thank you both for coming in, setting the record straight, which it needs to be, and people need to hear more from the two of you. Will you come back down the road?
Absolutely.
We'd
yes,
love
sir.
to have you back to talk
Sure.
more about this. As I learn more and the folks around here learn more, you may get a call.
We're always happy to be here. We appreciate the opportunity to speak to these things. We know
do.
we need to do more of this. We're working on it as comprehensively and as quickly as we can, but we still have a lot to do. So getting the word out is a big part of it. Having people in these towns that are interested in playing ball with us,
Yes.
it makes a tremendous difference in whether we get these things off the ground successfully fast or it takes us a long time to learn through it. So if you want to focus on it, we're very happy.
We're here to help.
Well, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming in.